Opening frame, soft emotional music. Narrator's voice. Welcome friends. Today's story will touch your heart deeply. Please watch this video till the very end, because the ending will leave you speechless. The dusty street of an old town falls silent. A bride, dressed in a worn yet graceful gown, kneels on the ground. Her face is hidden under a fragile veil, trembling with shame and fear. Around her, men in cowboy hats watch silently, some with cruel eyes, others with pity. She feels alone, broken and humiliated. Tears roll down her cheeks, hidden beneath the thin fabric. Suddenly, one man steps forward, a rugged cowboy with kind eyes. He kneels before her, lowering his head so their eyes meet. With trembling hands, he gently lifts her veil. Close-up shot, veil lifting in slow motion. The golden sunlight touches her face. She tries to turn away, ashamed. But he whispers softly, his voice steady and filled with compassion. Cowboy softly, "You don't need to hide anymore. You're beautiful." Music rises, emotional crescendo. Gasps echo from the crowd. The bride's eyes fill with new hope. For the first time, she believes that maybe, just maybe, she is worthy of love and respect. The moment becomes larger than life, a symbol of dignity, courage, and kindness. The bride sits frozen on the dusty wooden floor. Her hands clutch her dress tightly, her breath shaky under the veil. The whispers of the crowd grow louder, cruel laughter, mocking words sharp as knives. One man in the back mutters, "She's not worthy of a husband. Look at her shame." Another spits on the ground, and the others nod in agreement. Her heart pounds. Every word feels like a stone being thrown at her soul. She lowers her head further, wishing she could disappear into the earth. Tears blur her sight, and she whispers to herself, "Maybe they are right. Maybe I am nothing." But then, the cowboy who had stepped forward clenches his fists. His jaw tightens as he looks back at the crowd. His voice cuts through the silence like thunder. Cowboy, firmly, "Enough, don't you see? She is not weak. She is brave. Braver than any of us standing here." The men fall silent, stunned by his defiance. He turns back to her, his eyes softening. Slowly he kneels lower, closer to her trembling hands. With a gentle touch, he places his hand over hers and whispers, "Cowboy," softly emotional, "You are not alone anymore. Lift your head. The world will see your true strength today." Background music rises, powerful emotional score. The bride's tears continue, but this time, they're no longer tears of shame. They are tears of hope, breaking free from years of silence and humiliation. The cowboy's words echo in the still air, "You are not alone anymore." For a moment, the world seems to pause. The bride's fingers tremble as she slowly releases her grip on her dress. Her breath is heavy, her heart racing. Slow motion moment. The cowboy's hand rises, reaching for her veil. The crowd leans forward, whispering in disbelief. One voice from the back shouts angrily, "Don't do it. She doesn't deserve your kindness." But he ignores them. With steady hands, he gently lifts the thin fabric, letting the veil float in the warm breeze. Sunlight pours onto her face, revealing her teary eyes, her pain and her fragile beauty. The bride gasps softly, as if the world has just seen her soul laid bare. She turns her face away in shame, but the cowboy gently guides her chin back, forcing her to meet his eyes. Cowboy, whispering emotional, "Look at me. You are beautiful, not because of how you look, but because of the courage in your heart." Cinematic pause, music swells, the crowd is struck silent. Some men lower their eyes, ashamed of their cruelty. A few even step back, as if realizing their mistake. The bride, overwhelmed, whispers through her tears. Bride softly, No one has ever said that to me before." He smiles faintly, his voice breaking with emotion. Cowboy, "Then let today be the first of many." Camera pulls back, golden light shining over both of them, as if destiny itself blesses the moment. The golden veil floats to the ground. The bride's face, once hidden, now shines with trembling courage. The silence breaks like thunder. From the back of the crowd, a harsh voice yells, "This is a disgrace. She has no place among us." Others begin to murmur, their anger mixing with confusion. Some men nod, their pride wounded, while others look away in shame. The bride's chest tightens, the cruel eyes, the raised fists, the sound of boots scraping against the dirt. Fear returns, threatening to swallow her newfound hope. But before she can lower her gaze again, the cowboy rises to his feet. He stands tall, his shadow falling over her like a shield. His voice roars across the street. Cowboy, powerful. Enough. You call yourselves men? Then look at what true strength is. Not in mocking the weak, but in protecting them. Camera shifts, close up on the bride's tear-filled eyes filled with awe. One old man in the crowd, his voice trembling, steps forward. Old man, softly. He's right. She is not our shame. She is our daughter, our sister, our blood. And we failed her. The crowd stirs. Some men lower their heads, guilt spreading across their faces. A woman from the edge of the crowd steps out, tears streaming, and places her shawl over the bride's shoulders. Woman, emotional. No one will call you unworthy again, not while we stand with you. Music swells, drums and violins like a dramatic climax. The bride looks around, overwhelmed. For the first time in her life, she sees not scorn but respect. Her heart trembles, not from shame, but from the weight of acceptance. She turns to the cowboy, her lips trembling. Bride whispering, Why would you fight for me? He looks at her with tears glistening in his eyes. Cowboy, softly but firmly, because every soul deserves kindness. And you deserve more than anyone. The camera pans upward, sunlight breaking through clouds. The town united, the bride reborn in dignity. The dusty street that once echoed with cruelty is now silent with awe. The bride stands, her veil fallen, her shame lifted. The crowd watches her not with scorn, but with respect. Slow motion, the bride rises to her feet. Shawl on her shoulders, tears shimmering like pearls. Her lips tremble as she whispers, Bride, voice breaking, all my life, I thought I was nothing. Today, you showed me I am worth something. The cowboy's eyes glisten. He takes her hand gently, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. Cowboy, you are worth everything. And from today, you will never walk alone again. Music swells, emotional orchestra, the kind that brings tears. The crowd parts slowly, forming a path of honor. The bride and the cowboy walk forward together. Some townsfolk bow their heads, others join their hands in silent blessing. A little girl runs from the crowd and places a flower crown on the bride's head. The bride bends down, hugs the child tightly, and breaks into tears of gratitude. Narrator's voice, emotional. In that moment, shame turned into dignity, pain turned into strength, and rejection turned into love. A soul once broken was healed, not by riches, not by power, but by kindness.